This Tinubu government, now the first government where we don't see inside this country, where corruption and impunity, if they look us for face like this, and nobody can do anything. Now true, I be no be true. You could just see some kind things they happen, and you're like, do we have a government, or we no get people who go fit talk against this? As in, like, the thing go just they scatter your brain up and down. Sometimes you say they hide before they do, or you know go to they glare in the previous administrations who don't get say this one are corruption or impunity. But for this particular government, it clear like Clara's Peters for your eye. Oru Festival. The first time we did hear, hey, Oru, that was the first time it went viral. Shebina during the last presidential, last general election, 2023. Now Oru Festival. We're going to hear Oru Festival. Oh, why? Because that festival was now interfering with our election. I don't know how a state traditional festival should affect program of the nation. Nobody talk anything. That was the first time we heard it. That one self, they package and well. You understand? During that time, because most people don't know what to be Orufe. So we just like carry on for her say, interference, coincidence. No be interference. Coincidence. Man, no call it coincidence. Coincidence it be. But as the Oru Festival now, they try interfere with protest. She will go see column. Coincidence. I mean interference. I don't understand. This particular one, it dey kuru, very glary, very clear, very sweet for face. Say, interference be this. The first one, we feel call them coincidence. But this one cannot be coincidence. Or they're not possible. After Tinubu, hear me, after Tinubu called some traditional rulers for stakeholders meeting or whatever inside Aso Villa. Una dey hear me? Hausa they represented, Yoruba they represented. I don't see any Igbo traditional ruler for there. That day they hatch the plan. Maybe now tomorrow now we'll come here another festival will go happen inside North. We'll go make people no protest. Lagos is already shouting Oru Festival, Oru Festival. To interfere with this protest that wants to kickstart by August. Why are they afraid? And you know one thing? In the whole of this brouhaha, Tinubu never come and address anybody. Now in pulpits they talk everywhere. Anywhere where you turn, now in people they talk. He has not a president. You heard that your people want to come out and address for where. Now the full step of Buhari, maybe so Buhari takes that during that answers. People they protest. Buhari come and address. Ooh, yeah. You know, come out. You know, plus I don't talk too much. Make una see as they discuss. I'm saying, Oru Festival don't enter protest too. They don't. In fact, they don't tell people now say, better day inside though. And if you want to protest, be peaceful. Oru Festival, this one, that one. Oru Festival will be say, according to the women, know they come outside. People know they to come outside before they go buy them, before the gods go swallow them. Now in they won't use now disrupt protest inside. Lagos people, una go agree. I'm gonna make una here as a TikToker. Watch them. Hear them very well. Come and tell me your 2 cents in the comment section. I'll be waiting for there. But according to this Oru Festival, the gods that they are doing this Oru Festival for, okay, we will start view of Oru Festival this year. Okay, I work. You hear me, ba? Gods will not get calendar. The other time, it was around February, March, April that they did it. This one now, it won't they happen for August. You don't get calendar where you want to do your Oru Festival. Mona watch this video. I want to hear una 2 cents for comment section.
Okay, so there was a statement. This thing had been flying around about some Oru Festival, which ironically, I don't know whether by coincidence or by design, would be coming up within the time stipulated by the organizers that they wanted, that they are going to have these demonstrations. So that needs to be cleared up. Whether the Oro festival had been decided long time ago and it's just a coincidence. If it's just a coincidence, what I would have, the government issued a statement yesterday and they likened Oro to other religious activities. No, sir, it is not, Mr. Gbenga Akochile. I disagree with you. Because this Oro has some elements that involves movement of the public. So you can't just dismiss it and say it's like any Christian or Muslim. Certainly not. From Mr. Akoshile's statement, you would almost be want to believe that the government itself had a hand in it. And this talking down and arrogance on part of government officials is not going to help the government in the long run. It's not going to help the government. Akoshile said, no one questions the government when other religions hold their activities. People are not questioning this Oro. They have the right to have their Oro, whatever it is. But except that, of course, it infringes on part of, because when there is Oro, apparently you can't move around. Isn't that right?
That's right.
So you can't just dismiss it like Christmas Day when you can do what you like.
I think mainly women.
Mainly women, but I think it's also because I got caught in one Oro thing when I was in Oniru, Mujani. So yes, coming back from work late and so on and so forth. So don't dismiss it. Don't just dismiss it, Akosile. Don't just dismiss it like that. Give us an explanation. If it had been planned before, I would have thought the government would dialogue with the Oro people to say, listen, we don't want a crisis in the state. Can this thing be shifted? And I know that there is nothing that cannot be changed, that cannot be shifted, except the glory of God. That's what any responsible government would have done, rather than dismiss it and say that, oh, we don't disturb Christians, and why would you disturb them? You need to look at the general peace. When it's time for elections now, you go around all the churches, mosques, asking people for votes and so on and so forth. Now you can't treat it in such a in such a trivial manner. This is a security situation. So tell me what Mr. Akosile should tell me what their security experts have told them. Should the Oro people now clash with the demonstrators? If that should happen, is that what we want? Don't forget that a lot of these demonstrators are going to be our own children. They are going to be a lot of youth. They are children, and we must protect their lives. So I expect a more robust response from the government. If it had been planned, we'll say fine. And besides, why do we think it wasn't planned? It wasn't planned ahead. Why do we think it was done deliberately? It happened during the elections. And all my life, I'm 70 years old in a few months from now. It's in recent times when this APC took over government that all these things like Oro have started happening all over the state. This is the practice of the politicians. And I told you, Sheriff, that there's a rush of appointing Obas where and unanimously. I think you were the one who appointed me the Onieri.
No, you mentioned it yourself.
I thought you appointed. Yes. I will retire and remember who appointed me. And these things, politicians need to know that we will always exercise our free will to vote for those that we want to vote for, Oro or no Oro. You can't intimidate people. It's not right. And listen to what he says. He says that the same respect should be maintained for traditional rulers. They have the right. We respect them. I'm a very, very strong sympathizer of a traditional whatever. Indeed, I'm one of those who are fighting that it shouldn't be compromised. But it is more than that in this case. It says, Oro Festival is like Muslim and Christian activities and has no business with Lagos State government interference. Mr. Governor had better step in. Okay? And he says that they have their rights. If anybody... Now, he now says something. He now says something that opens the eye. You see, there, if you look at statements, you can always see what is lurking behind. This is what is quoted as saying, if anybody wants to protest, they should come out and carry out their rights lawfully by not disrupting the business activities in the state. We will not allow the peace of the state to be disrupted. No responsible government will allow it. What has Oro Festival got to do with this statement? Is he trying to imply that this Oro thing is part of what they want to use to truncate the demonstrations?
For over a decade, this has been the birthplace of innovation. Innoson Vehicles is a testament to resilience, employing international best practices to create more than just a car. Every vehicle here tells a story of durability, fuel economy and safety. Crafted with the African spirit, the Nigerian heart. These vehicles surrounding me embody the unique concept of regionalization, each one designed to cater to the tastes and preferences of our people. From the streets in Nigeria to the terrains of the Sahara, these vehicles are designed for our roads, for our people. This is more than a vehicle. It's a symbol of our progress, our resilience, our collective success story. Your feedback drives us to continuously innovate and improve. Innoson Vehicle, the pride of African roads.